Okay, gonna do a short video here on more of the TDI project, the overland project. So and this is already done. I already put a manual in it. This is after the fact, but I'm gonna show you some video of the process that we went through while we were doing it, and give you a list of parts that you'll need. Give you an idea how complicated it's actually gonna be. All right, doing the manual swap on the TDI diesel. First step is to get everything out: automatic transmission, axles, and we're taking the shift linkage and stuff out right now for the automatic, and then putting the manual back in. Quite the process. Got the engine crane holding the engine up, basically a transmission. Dropped it, undid everything, dropped it down with the engine, slid it out sideways. Kind of a pain, but we got it out. So process after we get everything out is to start putting the manual back together, and we'll be putting the manual shift boot and linkage in, new clutch. We're going to do a main bearing while we're sitting here, and we'll go to that point. There's going to be some wiring we've got to do too, so back in a while. All right, so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the parts that you're going to need for this project if you decide to do it. When you go to the junkyard, what you're going to want to do is pull a manual transmission, the shift linkage, and the shift boot that goes to the transmission. Then you're also going to need a clutch pedal, the hoses that go to the transmission, and the hose that goes up to your reservoir. You'll need two axles. The axles off the manual are different than the axles on the automatic, so you're going to need those. You're also going to need a starter, and you need power steering line. You can use the old power steering line, but you do have to use some zip ties to get it up out of the way, to the shift linkage. But it's probably easier just to buy one while you're there. See, another thing you're going to need is a 53 relay. Anyway, I might be missing a few things off of memory there, but if you get on this detailed list of videos and stuff that I'm going to leave down in the link, there's some documented YouTube videos, some good forums. They have a complete list of the parts that you're going to need. So if you're thinking about doing this to your own car, there's some well-documented videos on YouTube that show how to do this, but it's rather involved. We've got the shifter in now for the manual. Right now we're getting ready to install the clutch, so you have to tear the paneling or the fuse box area apart, the under dash, and we're going to be wiring the reverse switch, the clutch cancel switch. In some cases you need to rewire the speed sensor, and there's one other thing that you need to rewire, but I can't remember what it is right off. I'll get back to that when we actually do the wiring, but just a bit of an update. Kind of torn apart right now, but we're getting to the point where we're putting it back together. So all right, we've got the auto out transmission and got the manual transmission in. There's a bunch of wiring you got to do. One of them is the reverse switch, which is here, and you've got to rewire it through your wiring harness that was on your automatic. Axles we're trying to get in. I just went and bought brand new axles. Didn't want to get them from the junkyard. The other wiring you got to do, and this is kind of a mess doing this. You got to take your ECU out from underneath the dash and your TCU out from underneath the dash, and you really got to tear into stuff. Yeah, had to tear all this console apart, put the shifter in. Underneath the dash, the wiring that you're gonna have to do is you got to wire in a clutch cancel switch and a safety switch, so the car can't be started in reverse. One of them's, might be vice versa from what I just showed you. But the other thing you got to do specifically on this too is you wire in your switches through the 175 relay and replace it with a 53 relay, and all that does is it ends up being a starter relay. you end up using 4 pins out of it rather than all of them that were in there. The other thing you need to do specifically on the Beetle, which is a little bit different than the other cars, is on your TCU you've got to run a wire from your yellow blue over to the ECU and connect it into pin number 66. So once you do that, all your wiring's done, and then I'll follow up later when we get this thing put back together. Alright, so here it is completed. Got the 5-speed shift knob in there, and I did order a new one because that one's kind of beat up. We got that at the junkyard, but overall pretty happy with it. We took it for a test drive last night, and it is good to go. I was going to attempt to take it to Nevada this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to do that just because that's 2 days away, and I don't really want a chance that something's going to go wrong, you know, while I'm there doing that. So alright, so there it is, the 2003 Volkswagen Beetle TDI manual to automatic swap. So gonna hopefully get this out on some trips this summer. The one other project that I need to show you is the tent that I got for it, mounted up, how it works. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully we got some good trips coming up this summer we can use it on. Thanks for watching.